Look Bout Yourself with Marcia and Musufing.
Blessed love, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Look Bout Yourself with Marcia
and Musufing.
And yes, today we want to talk about something that is hair. Here.
Yeah, you know, this.
Yeah, this thing we have from my head. And as you get older, things happen to hair. My hair's not as full as it used to be.
The texture of mine has gone really strange.
Yeah.
It seems to, I thought, because I had locks for about 16 years, and then they started to get really thin, and I decided to cut them because to me that whole gappy business and the stringy thing weren't really saying it for me. So it was like, you know what, needs to come off. And I expected my hair to be thin and maybe, you know, but actually it's
your hair look lovely, Mrs.
It tick up, and I'm even tempted to even locks it back again.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I'm finding as well, because I'd had the locks for so long, and I loved my locks, and there was less messing about with my hair as well. I can't be doing with the every morning, pick it up and rub this and rub that in it, and you know, and cutting it. It needs a cut now, to be fair, and keeping it cut, and at the moment it's in that stage where it's neither here nor there. It's it's not short enough, and it's not long enough.
I'm not just saying this because I love you, but I love the way it frames you so beautifully.
Aww,
no, seriously, I love it. I love your locks, but I love this too.
Okay,
and
thank you.
And the colour, it just complements. Yes, you know, say you need the touch up and the but it really suits you.
Oh, thank you. And it's interesting because you know our hair as we grow up, it's just black, you know, and then you know, and then the grey, and I wasn't quite ready for it. But then I found that, you know, because I used to dye it, you know, so I used to dye the you know the black to cover the grey, and it felt like I shouldn't be doing it. Not this colour anyway, because it felt like it looks really harsh. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go light. And that's why I put the colour on. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go lighter and lighter, and I'm just going to let it grey.
Ooh.
I'm just going to let it grey.
It really complements you, and it looks like you've had it forever.
Oh.
And I see lots of, not just women, but I guess I have more conversation with women. And I was out at a community event on Friday, and brothers who used to have not locks, tumpa, naya aya bingi, and now they've shaved everything off. And it was amazing watching these beautiful people that I've grown up with. As a teen, and the transitions of hair. And and how
it's a really interesting one because, you know, you talk about transit. Sorry, I'm having having a tropical moment.
We're not here to edit and you get us as we are. We're not. You fun?
No, I'm good. But you know, you talk about transition, and I remember when I was transitioning from the locks to the natural hair short. I mean, hair was natural anyway, but I mean, you know, wearing it short, and you know, there was this thing: should I actually weave it? Should I put on a weave? Should I relax it? Should I texturize it? You know, what should I do with it? And in the end, I decided, you know what, I'm leaving it, and I
just let it be.
Just let it be, and I love it. It's just the, you know, the length. I have to decide whether I'm gonna make a decision. Am I gonna lock it back? Am I gonna cut it back down, or just let it grow a bit more? I don't know. Don't know.
And that's part of it, isn't it? It's the choices. For me, I locked up when I was 19.
Wow.
And I was very revolutionary. I'm not saying I'm not now, but I'm not as chant down and bump down and. But I locked up for the first time, and they were very free locks. Yeah. This is my third set of locks. For me, I have thought about just cutting. But the same thing you said, you actually encouraged me, because I'm thinking, what if it's all gappy and looks all... But your head knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
Your hair knows what it's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, for me being natural was important.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that you do what feels right.
Yeah.
For you.
Absolutely.
And not to harming of our hair, overheating it, etc.
Yeah. You remember the press comb? And the bun up ears we used to get, and forehead. Oh my God! And the oil, you know, the I forget what you call the blue something.
The pomade.
Yeah. And then you hear it sizzling. In our hair.
Yes. Oh my God. What we've been through on our hair's journey and acceptance. Yeah. And I guess for us it was about accepting our hair as it is, rather than trying to shift it. I mean, even I wear my hair out, but sometimes when I put my head wrap on and I see these grey sideburns, I think, oh my God, I really am an older woman. Should I shave them off? Should I, Yeah. But there's a part of me that, because I've thought about colouring it, but another part of me is like, you know what, just, let me just make it tan. Yeah. Make it grow.
I'm going to grow. I think I'm going to grow out the dye. You can get something if you want to kind of just brighten up the glaze a little bit. Yes. So maybe I might just do that.
Yes.
But
it's about enjoyment, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Having
Absolutely.
Fun. One of my aunties, she had locks. She used to straighten, then she had locks, then she cut off. And she bought some wigs and she went on WhatsApp and she says, what do you lot think? And some members of the family were like, oh, and I said, no, let her play.
Yeah.
Play with the wig them. Put down the pink one and the blue one and
and they're so different now, have you noticed?
They're so different.
Oh my goodness, you wouldn't even tell after time, and you can just peel them off.
Yes. The ones with the partings in and the ones with the,
Yeah.
Because your mum is natural.
Yeah.
Was she always?
She has been for natural. No, not always. There were times when she's had a bit of a texturizer.
Yes.
Back in the day, she didn't really. She used to relax her hair. Not really. I think a lot of the times it was natural.
Yes.
She might do the little press.
Yes.
What my mum used to do, when she'd washed her hair, she would set it on rollers. So she'd put in whatever oils she had, and then she'd just set her hair on rollers and leave it, and then comb up her head. And she was always one for fixing up and doing her hair.
Yes.
So I would say I can't actually remember my mum actually relaxing hers.
Yes.
I know she's had a curly perm back in the day. But that's as much as or pressed her own hair.
Yes.
I think she'd rather press it than relax it.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then.
Well,
but now it's just natural.
Our mum, I think she maybe pressed it a few times, but that was it for her.
Right.
She not like fandangle and fuss.
Yeah.
And even now, she just, she was a very big influence on us because she influenced, I guess, how we then treated our hair.
Yeah.
But I remember when I locked up when I was 19, some people from the community would like, I don't know how to approach her now. Because getting locks back then was much more of a revolutionary, or you were seen as being, and it kind of was for me. It was about me rejecting certain things about, our hair's not good enough, so we have to manipulate it into something else. And it was that for me. But at that time, locks have changed so much now. And there were lots of different, styles and sister locks.
It's interesting because back in the day, I wanted to lock my hair, but I was scared. of my
reaction.
parents. Yeah, it was not even so much about anybody else.
Right.
My mum and dad.
Yes. Yes.
So and I remember when I first locked up. I locked up. When did that? Oh my goodness. It was when we went on a trip to Canada. And my cousin actually twisted my hair for me, and I went off to Canada. And when I came back, I decided, oh, this might be an opportunity. Let me just see. I'm going to do an experiment. So I never took out the twist. So I'd wash it really carefully and then just kind of manipulated them.
Yes.
And I remember my mum would be looking at my head, you know.
Where I do?
Yeah, she'd just say, when are you going to come out then? When you going to come out your hair? And I went, oh, soon. And before you knew it, I had locks.
Yep.
And yeah, so I just used to kind of, you know, fob her off and say, oh, soon.
Yes.
And that was my beginnings, that was my journey. But I if I was brave enough, I would have done it long time
before.
Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily making a well, actually, I was kind of like internally. Yes. There was that rebel. It just never came out. It wasn't. It was suppressed actually.
Sometimes that is enough. It was for your rebel. You did it in your own way.
Yeah.
Another aspect of the balding, because the men get balding, but so do the women.
Right.
My hair at the front is not. It's it's quite. Yeah. I believe it's because of the wrapping. Right. For 10,000 years and suppressing the blood flow and stuff. And sometimes I feel a bit conscious of it, but there's a part of me that's like, you know what?
Do you know what? And I'll be honest, I didn't even notice that until you went. I never noticed, seriously.
Yeah, so I think I'm not saying it's worse for women, but I know a lot of women who do have difficulties because the hair at the front or different parts of the hair. Yeah. You know, I've seen some women embrace it and just cut it way down low and say, you know what? See me, yeah.
Exactly. You know.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. See me, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not always trying to fix something. Oh God.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And embracing the aspects, the same way we talked about breasts.
Yeah.
Not trying to hide or to pretend or to... And I mean, what I'm saying isn't easy. And especially if your image and self-image is, you know, key to how you see yourself. And the change. And there is hormonal things.
All of
there
that.
are different things happening to us. Physiologically,
absolutely,
psychologically, traumas, and you know, hair can be lost through that as well.
Absolutely. I've got my hairs have got all the different places on my head. The texture is different. So they've got a patch at the back that is just like baby hair, and I'm like, you know, I can't do nothing with that. So even if I tried to lock it back, it probably wouldn't. You know, which is different again from the crown, which is then different again from the front. It's thicker kind of here than anywhere else. Yes, you know. And this is me who thought my hair was thinning, and I always felt like I had fine, you know, my hair. You know, even though it was, you know, we got, you know, the black hair. It was blow away. I remember back in the day when we used to do the relaxing, and I used to always be like jealous of these. You know, these women that had their hair relaxed and it was thick and nice and luscious, and it just, you know, the weight was there, and I'd go relax mine and step out of the hair, just a little breeze coming. You know what I mean? I was like, where am I going with this flyaway business? You know, but it still feels like really kind of fine. Yeah, but there's more of it. Yes. I've noticed, especially kind of here.
And maybe because you've left it alone to just be. Yeah. I mean, I keep thinking I could do with, I don't want to be in the hairdresser all the time, but I could do with someone to just deal with my head at times. Yeah. Because sometimes I just want to wear it out, but it's all wispy, will-o'-the-wisp, you know, in parts. Yeah. So, still on the hair journey. We're still on our hair journey. If there's any, I mean, there are stylists in the community. Yeah. But sometimes it's not easy to get out, and I could do with an independent traveling lax smuddy. I mean, I want it tight up. sitting.
Yeah.
Because I think, and I need to be able to sleep as well. So not the tight styles, but yeah.
All right. So if there are any mobiles, locticians out
Call me. Or,
Yeah.
hairstyle, people who deal in the science of our hair,
Yeah.
of our hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to help us as older women. That's a service,
It's a very good service because I would definitely, well, we both would definitely
We would
use it.
pay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'd love to be able to, because sometimes I don't even know what to do with it, apart from cut it right down.
Yes.
Exactly. And sometimes I think, maybe I'll just grow it. But then it gets to like where it is now and it's like neither here nor there. And it's like, what shall I do with it?
Yeah.
Wrap it and
Yes.
just leave it, But
so let's have fun.
yeah,
have more
let's
fun.
have some fun with that.
And I mean, as we do more of these, we'll revisit these topics. And maybe have other people in to talk about, maybe stylists about how to care for our hair.
Yeah.
And keep loving it.
Absolutely.
Regardless. Yeah, man.
Quick thing, when I did cut my locks, I did actually feel a sense of freedom, It was like, ooh. Because I've not seen or felt my, you wash it and you free your scalp and stuff. But there was something, maybe there was something that I just needed to release.
I did.
Did you?
My first locks, they were touching my shins.
Really?
But what happened is my identity got so tied into the locks.
Right.
And this was in 2010 that I'd had from I was 19. And I cut them. I didn't cry. And you know what I did? I was in Africa at the time, I was in Gambia. I burned them. I burned them to ash and I buried them in the ground.
Wow.
But I felt that they were carrying things that were no longer who I was.
Right. Interesting.
And I would never want hair, long hair again.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I did feel like a kind of like a weight.
Yes.
I think they do serve their purpose at that time. That was, because we don't stay the same. We're not static, so we change as we, we grow and and develop and So, I mean, perhaps the hair was maybe holding old energy that we didn't.
That's what I felt when I cut my locks.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely. So people,
Yeah.
love the hair, whether it's there or it's not there.
That right?
But more support, I guess, in different ideas and stylings. I do watch a lot of YouTube videos and things. So let's talk about it some more after you've watched this. And above all, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, just calling out again, call to action. So all those, hair specialists, hairdressers that can do with natural hair and be able to, be mobile. That's a need.
Help us out. We need you. We repair you. We repair you. And remember, above all, to
look about yourself.
Thank you so much for watching.
Look About Yourself with Marcia and Musufing.